Hi guys, greetings from the Big River. We got a bunch of fish to unpack this week. We split into two smaller orders. Actually one big order and one smaller order, which isn't even that small. So here we go. First thing out of the box is some fiddler crabs. Nicely packed. It looks like they all made it here very well, along with some little fiddler crabs. Next thing is some electric blue Akaras. Got these guys from this source this time because they were available. We didn't have any, so now we do. Here we have some bushy-nosed Plecos. I assume they're blue-eyed, but they're not showing me. Yep, blue-eyed bushy-nosed Plecos. Nice size on these guys. Try to keep these guys in stock like the little guy I've got in my display tank. Very pretty. Nice gold color, blue-eyed, good algae eating little Pleco. Here's, they actually put the air in the bags with the snails. I got a bunch of snails on this order today. Most of the mystery snails. I think they got some neorites too. We did a big restock of just about everything. That's assorted mysteries there. So a little bit of every color. Just couldn't keep up with ordering the individuals like I did last week, so I just went nuts. Here's some ivory. And any other snails in here? That's it for this box, but I think I got some more coming unless we got zero. Here are some rams. These are those angel-bodied electric blue rams we've been getting in the last couple weeks, and they look good and they've been doing great. You guys keep buying them, so I'll just keep buying them. Here are some black Moscow guppies. Nice looking, slightly premium guppies. They go for like $5 instead of the $4 for the regular ones. But really quite nice fish for that price, I think. Here is, I think those would be luminous purple, but I'm not sure. Really pretty, whatever they are. Another slightly premium guppy there. Not horribly expensive, but just a little bit more than the average. And I doubled down on albino frogs, even though they came in small, they came in healthy. They've been eating and doing well, so I got more. Because these albino frogs have been really hard to get. I was looking for them for, I think it's been a full 2 years. One of you guys that check us out regularly asked me to get them. It was probably 2 years ago, and I had just now was able to get them. Here I got some boosts. Got a couple different types. They call it red dragon's tongue or some such thing. Anyway, the names made me say, huh. I had to check them out. So we got a couple of them to try out. Maybe I'll stick some of that in my display tank. I'll put that up. Boost always runs a little more expensive than you think it should. But it's a cool, slow growing, easy to grow, cool aquascape. These, of course, are feeder comets. Looking good. Got quite a bit of feeder restock on this order. This is not feeder comets. That's assorted. Not assorted. A mono. That's another word with a mono shrimp. I always have to keep good stock of those guys. Of course, small from this source. Here are some teeny tiny little crystal shrimp. These are, yeah, they're not teeny tiny. Some of them are tiny. But red crystal shrimp, of course, a great stock item for us. A couple of red caparandas, brought in half a dozen of them. Nice caps on these guys, better than average. And a decent price on them too, so those guys hold up, that'd be great. Here is the goop for the week. Blackworms, we didn't expect to get any. They sent us some, a little bit juicy, but they're here. We got those cleaned up, we'll be able to offer. We're still limited to keep it at 2 ounces a week because we're limited to 2 pounds a week, so we can make sure everybody gets a chance at least a few. Hopefully that'll break up soon, but we still have no idea when. Still looking for additional sources. Still haven't found. More snails. These are the jade ones. Mystery snails, but a different color. I think they called that the jade. Pretty. And then more. Always more, right? These are zebra neorites. Been selling the heck out of zebra neorites, so restocking on those as well. Let's see. This is more guppies. Nice blues on these guys. I'll have to look at the invoice and see what color they claimed they were, but it sounded interesting, so I had to check them out. They're pretty. Upside down, these aren't upside down cats. Sometimes they get sold as such. These are the African lace cats, or Synodontis uteris. Nice, about 8 to 10 inch fish. Easy going for fish that size. Good one to just about any tank. Big batch of feeder guppies, as always this week. No problems there. And here's something I haven't had for a while. These are Dalmatian Mollies. I actually have a hard time getting those, believe it or not. They're very common for some of the stores, but for our regular suppliers, they are not common. Here is Dojo loaches. We were completely out and I was able to pick up some, so I did. Those, of course, are great cold water fish. They get about 11 inches. There's more snails. I think they call that a magenta. Or purple looking, pretty whatever you want to call it. More mystery snails. It's a mystery. Why do they call them a mystery? And more snails. That one's sweet. Oh, this will be assassin snails because it's so small. You can see them through the bag there. There we go. Nice batch of assassins. Some of them are itty bitty. Those will eat those unwanted pest snails if they're hungry enough. We like to keep a good stock of those guys too. They get down in the substrate, so oftentimes you won't see them as you walk by, but if you're ever looking for them, ask. We have them nearly always. Here is some celestial pearl daniels. Tried out a batch from these guys to see how they look, and they do look nice. Nice size on them, and the price on these was pretty good, so maybe I have to lower price a little bit. These guys hold up pretty good. Next is some turquoise rainbows. They're tiny. They look good, and the price on them is great too. You might have to fatten them up a little bit. Yeah, they're good and fat, just a little bit small. I love turquoise rainbows. When they get just slightly bigger than they are, they get a very beautiful color. And last in this box, this part of this order, these are some cories. Oh, they're gold lasers. Had to take a second, like, what am I looking at? Those are gold laser cories. Not been able to pick those up for a little while. Sometimes I call them orange laser cories. They're in the Anea complex, a really beautiful tank race little cory cat. And that's it for that box. Alrighty, here we go with the second order this week. We got so much happening here. I've been buzzing all morning. The guys are going to help me set up the reptile room. We're supposed to be in tomorrow morning. And I'm very excited to have that happen. Also got an absolute ton of fish in today. A lot of restocks, but also some cool stuff that I just couldn't lay off. Here's first thing out of the box is Panda cories. That's a restock, double stock on Panda cories because we sell a ton of Panda cories because they're cool. Next thing is a restock as well. These, oh no, these are not. This is something I haven't had in several years actually. Rummy nose rasboras, or swaba rasbora. These guys have little pink nose and pink tips. Only some males on those typically because the females aren't anything to look at. Super cool little nano fish. This is a guy that I love to get when I can. Chameleon whiptail. That represents second one. We have another one we sold out. I like to keep a couple because that, in my opinion, is one of the coolest whiptails going. Sumo hemiodon if you're following along at home. There's a double stock on celestial pearl danios. Sold out of those the last 3 weeks running. So there you go. We got lots of celestial pearl danios. Here are some swordtails. Got a pretty good stock of swordtails coming, and I think I got a pretty good stock of mollies too if they all come. I thought we got zeros on some of them. Okay, this is a different guy. This is Bettas KR. Bettas is you familiar with a scarlet Bettas. It seemed kind of like a grommy version of a cichlid. Some of them get actually pretty good size, like these guys. We've actually had bucksers, we've had blues, a couple different types of Bettas's, but that's a long time coming. Haven't seen them in a while. Something interesting out of Asia. Get onto the bettas here. We got half moon candy female bettas. Sold out of the group we got last week, so we brought more cool bettas. We might do a video on those. There's some veils and some high-end stuff. Also some more half moons. Great group of bettas. Here is a restock actually, and I'm super glad I can do it. These are mascara barbs, which are oftentimes incredibly hard to get, but I was able to snag a few to fill in our group that we've been keeping in 90 front. Got a half a dozen of them. Mascaras are a very large, easygoing barb. One of my absolute favorites. As you know, I haven't met a fish that I don't like. I haven't had these in a little while. These are small BC10 Placidochromis Millomo, if I pronounced that properly. BC10 is the common name on those. if that is a common name. Super cool African cichlid in the peacockish group of the unedited pile. I think those are absolutely stunning. We had a few larger ones a while back. Not knock over the cart. We'll run through another box here. Lots of fish to get through. I need to speed up my roll here. Ooh, these are cool. This probably took up a whole box. This is Phenocogrammus species fantastic. They're a type of Congo tetra, or in that group of African characin, and I got a whole group of them because I could. They're not inexpensive. They're smaller than I expected. Absolutely gorgeous, beautiful fish. I've got a display tank. I'm going to put those in. They will be for sale, but don't expect them to be too inexpensive because they're super cool. Actually, I think they're only about 30 bucks a piece, which is for these guys. I used to sell for 30 or 50 bucks a piece on the wholesale market. So I was kind of stoked to get them. Got a big group, got like a dozen of them because I want to make a display out of them. More. Like I always say, what did I get? I got more. Yes, a dozen. Expensive, super cool. Tetras out of Africa. All right, this is not Fantastica, but it's fantastic. These are Lamprologus elongatus. These are a Tanganyikan cichlid. Been having a hard time getting Tanganyikan, so I grabbed what was available this week. Here's another. Part of these guys were a special order, but part were for stock. These are Tropheus ACI, great yellow-tailed aces that are, of course, staple in the African cichlid group. Flat flyer Plecos, haven't been able to get these in at least a year. Love flat flyers. They're kind of flat like an L52 butterfly, but black with white spots. Very nice, medium price. It's Pleco, of course, about $40 range on those guys. More cories. These are Loxanus, a restock on Corydoras loxanus. Gotta have us some Loxanus cories. Why? Because we can. Next thing is another special order, at least partially. These are Flame Bimba Orange Tropheus Moriais. We got some for a guy who wanted some more, so we got some more, and we killed off some for stock. Tropheus run a little expensive, but beautiful, do best in big groups. Speaking of which, here's Tropheus duboisi Masawas. Restock on those. We usually keep at least a few of them in stock. I think we got some bigger ones. We haven't been able to get babies in at least a month or so. So now we do. Wow, aren't you guys pretty? Wow, those are really gorgeous. Libidochromis Joan Johnsone exasperatus. That is a really cool looking little African cichlid. I am super stoked by that guy. And that's it for 2 boxes. And we're back after a couple of hiccups and giddy-ups. First thing out of this box was a bunch of orange flash Congo tetras, another African characin. Super, super cool. Got about a half a dozen of those guys. About the same price as those fantastics. A little bigger fish. This is a Pseudotropis flavius, which is a Mabuna type African cichlid. We've had those maybe not ever. Got some fire eels in. Somebody's asking me if we had any. We hadn't been able to get them in a couple weeks anyway. Got a nice little batch of smallish but not tiny fire eels. Lustus tetras are another African characin, not as uncommon as the other guys that we got in this week, but super cool big white silver guys. Blue rams or German blue rams, super, super popular. A little bit on the sensitive side, so make sure you're up on your water quality if you go with those guys. But super cool dwarf cichlid. Flash Pleco, got a couple of these guys this week. These are a restock. We almost always have the L204s. Kind of like clown Pleco when they're little, but if they get bigger, they get the bright gold stripes in them. Here's another one there. Restock on a mono shrimp, or not restock, double up. Well, it is restock too. We always get lots of the monos. We sell lots and lots of the mono shrimp. Red neon rainbows. Got some of these guys in. Somebody's asking for some. Look like we got some great males in the group. I paid a little bit more for them this go around, but nice looking fish. L136, a small spot pleco, white spot they'll call them too. It's a high pan. Cousin of the zebra plecos, about the same size. Here is some orange fin danios, or a kayet danio. Nice size, very pretty colors on those guys, even in the bag, so those ought to look great when they get in the tank. And last bag in this box is some green tiger barbs. That's a restock on those guys. Green tiger barbs are really a handsome fish. Got some in the display tank over here. I want to add to it because they're just a beautiful little fish. This box, we're going to see Royal Butterfly Asparagus. These are in the same group as the Borrelius that we got on last week or the week before. Borrelius type are one of my many favorite types of fish. Bigger, pretty boisterous. This is a Romanos Tetra. Remember, our Tetras are on the special. If you buy 4 more, you get 25% off. And here's some guppies. These are red flamingo guppies. Nice red bodies, white bodies, red tails. Beautiful fish. Tank rays, Scleromastics, Bettas. These are one of the biggest cory types. Not as big as a hognose brooches, but a big guy. Actually, kind of on the aggressive side of those guys. Super cool. Beautiful colors on those guys. Here we have flame red Bettas. A couple of oddball Bettas were available this week, so we picked up some. This guy is a version of the nano fishes that you think of when you think of scarlet Bettas. Micro bumblebee gobies. Had these one other time. Micro bumblebee gobies look a lot like your regular bumblebee gobies, but smaller, thus the name, and a little more stripy actually, a little less yellow. Cardinal tetras is a restock. We always have to have lots of cardinals. These guys came in a little on the small side. Some of them are really quite small actually, but cardinals nonetheless. Just keeping a good stock of those guys just for you. Let's see, here is a Kazaki Killi. Got a couple pair of these this week. This is one of 2 pair. Kazakis are relative of the Guntherides that we keep in stock on a regular basis. Reds on these without the yellow, really pretty fish. I'm a fan. Killies, of course, are short-lived mud puddle fish. They grow, breed, and die very quickly and get a whole new generation very quick. More guppies. These are snake skins. Red snake skins. Have a bright yellow corona in the tail. Really pretty. Got some really cool guppies in this week. Got some local red guppies too, though. Those are going to fly out of here quick. Some fun rasboras is actually a restock. We got some of those in a couple weeks back, and they really swam out of here pretty quick. So some fungs get in here and we get you hooked up. Some of these guys didn't make the trip. The ones that made it look like they look pretty and larger than we've been getting them. These are Madagascar rainbows. Madagascar is, of course, a more cigar-shaped rainbow. Oddball for there too. The guys out of Oceania and Australia. Purple pencilfish, that's a restock. Red arc pencilfish and purple pencilfish are a little bit hard to tell the difference between. Got to keep them in separate tanks just to be sure. Remember, larger batches on those guys, they do better in big groups. Large blue phantom pleco, the L128. Got babies around, but I sold out the last of our large ones. Got a couple of these big guys to show off. Just absolutely spectacular when they're 3-4 inches. They get up to about 8. Got 3 of those guys for you. That's it for these 2 boxes. All right, just 3 more boxes to go. 3 more big boxes this week. We did 10 altogether, counting yesterday. Of course, we got crickets in. We got red wigglers actually just hit. And night crawlers, lots of stuff in this week. First out here is green fire tetra. That's a restock on those guys. I'm a huge fan of green fires. They tend to get outcompeted by other tetras, so make sure they're not too boisterous of the tank. They're gorgeous, gorgeous colors when they settle in. Pea puffers, been off the list for a couple weeks. Able to restock on those guys this time. So get in some cute little pea puffers. Here is some mustache Daniels. We brought in some a little while ago, sold them out real quick, so we brought in some more. Nice and big Here is some festivums. A fella that asks me for these every time he comes in. They haven't been on the list in ages, and lo and behold, within 2 weeks of when he asked for them, there they were, so we grabbed them. I don't know when I'll see them next, but when we do, they'll be there. Here is Waros. Nice sized Waros this time. Actually, a really good size on those. Last time we got them, we were a little bit smaller, but the time before that, they were just teeny tiny. All of them did well. Waros are super cool. Geophagus apromea, one of the many types of earth eaters. And I've had apromeas here, but it's probably been 3 years or more. Similar to the Svennies and some of the other guys we got in. Restock on Adolphoi cories. Nice size on these, a little bigger than the last batch. The last batch did really well too. So Adolphoi cories are always a favorite. Here's some more Africans. This is Protomelius species Eastern Steveni Imperial. Okay. It's a Protomelius. And sometimes I grab names off there and say, let's try these. These look really cool. It looks like a red Indus type. Neon dwarf rainbow, Precocks rainbows. Got a nice restock on those too. We've been really pushing the boundaries on our African cichlids, trying to bring in some stuff that I'm not as familiar with, so that you guys can check them out. And we've got some real winners. Corydoris mate, lots and lots of cories on this order. Metes are the quintessential bandit cory. We usually have those in Mollies. Should we have Mollies right now? We definitely have Metes. Black emperors have been so popular, they've been flying out of here faster than I can find them to buy them back. Super nice Tetra. Again, on the Tetra special, 25% off. 4 more for you who have subscribed to the channel. So do that if you haven't. These are bandit cichlids, the Guyanan version. We had a batch of these a couple weeks ago, sold those out, and was able to restock, so I did. I'm a fan. Kind of like a keyhole cichlid on these guys. Another Tetra. These are black skirt Tetras. Another real common, nice little community tank fish. Pair well with some of the smaller medium lures as well. And here's a Priscilla Tetra, another Tetra special fish. Priscilla Tetras, of course, also I'll call them an X-ray Tetra. Super nice little dude. Alright, let's screen through the last little bit of this order. We got another bag of Bettas. Oh, there's some cool ones in there, and I'm not going to look. You can come check them out, and maybe I'll get a video of them at the end here, like we did last week. It's pencilfish. These are one-line pencilfish. Came in real nice, big. They always come in blotchy when they first get here. That red dip tail on them, real pretty. The blotch looks pretty cool, but they drop that when they're not stressed out. Red platies. That's for our live-bear isle. Very nice looking red platies. Here is some Delhazy bikers. I was able to get a restock on those because we sold out of those guys real quick. We had to get them on specials, so they sold out very quick. Here's Gardneri Killy. That's a male there. I'm not sure if we just got a male. Looks like maybe I just got one male. I thought I ordered a couple pairs, but maybe they just sent me a male. We'll see. Geophagus Svenny, restock on those guys. I told you about the epimeas a second ago. There's Svennies. Again, nice medium large geos. Medium on the aggression level. They're not nasty like the pearls. I already did these. That's Delhazys. That's Indalcaris. Oh, Indalcaris and Delhazy look a lot the same, actually. That's why I had to do a double take on that. I'm like, oh, didn't I just do that? Here's another P82. This is that Gardneri. So at least I got 2 males here. Not sure if I got any ladies to go with them. Males are the more impressive ones for sure. These are white peacock endlers. Oh, very pretty little eye spot on their tail there. Very pretty little fish. Here's some mollies. Promised you guys some mollies. Black gold mollies. Sometimes we'll call those a half black. Nice bright yellow or gold on their faces. Beautiful fish. And some more cories. These are axelrod's cories. Similar to the Loxanis and the bandits, but kind of in between the two. They're axelrod's cory. Next is more endlers. This is a flame endler. Doesn't have the eye spot like those peacocks did, so a little different than the other guys. Been trying to get more different color varieties on the endlers. Some sometimes a little bit subtle in the differences and sometimes not. A whole bag of Fahaka puppers. These are Nile puppers, tiny, tiny. Could be mistaken for pea puppers. Remember, these guys are not small. They get up to about 18 inches. Will need a lot of space and will not go well with others. Neon swordtail, Xenophilius Helleri, that's right. Swordtail, kind of a flat bag, but nice bright guys. These are the neon variety. And here we have some more mollies. Wire tail mollies, these are the red ones. And last in this bag, we have some Oscars, tiger Oscars. Again, remember when you look at tiger Oscars, think 17 inches and you'll do just fine. Not appropriate for your 30, 40, or even 50-gallon tank. You gotta have a big one. And we got one more box to go. Hang out. Alrighty, you got one more box. Let's see if we can rip this out. On your end, it's all one video for us. We've been starting and stopping and redoing things. It's been a little bit of a wild morning here at the Big River, which is the way we like it. This is Exodon paradoxus, which is one of the most aggressive tetras you can find. They use them for ditherfish, for piranhas, which are also a very aggressive tetra. Spotted rubber-lip Plecos. These are L445. Cooler water Pleco. We also call them a chubby Pleco, though there's another fish that gets called a chubby. Super cool little fish. Roseline sharks. Got a restock on these guys. Always keep a nice selection of roseline sharks. Right now we have them in 3 sizes, actually. My very favorite schooling fish can be used as a dither. Let's see, red Congo tetra. This is different than the orange flash. Another high-end, rather expensive, okay, really cool anyway, African characin. Got a half a dozen of those guys too. You guessed it, I am putting together a display tank with cool African characins. That is my intent anyway. There's one more, 6 altogether of those red Congo tetras. Let's see, next we have marble swordtails. Those came in cool. Nice. Kind of a neon sword with black blotches. I like it. And here are pink-tailed Celsius. Are these a standard or the orange fin? Yellowfin, pink-tailed Celsius. I've been getting those tank bred and on the small side, under 3 inches, which means they come in relatively inexpensive. They grow fast, super, super cool, large 11-inch characin. Here is Julichromis mallory. It says they sent us 6 of them, I believe. It looks like they did. Julichromis mallory, of course, are like Tanganyikan Julichromis cichlid. Here are clown loaches. Sold out of those real quick last week, so we got another batch. Nice looking, nice size, and still at that relatively decent price for clown loaches. Autocinculus are one of our staples here. Gotta have them, and got another restock batch of autocinculus. Next we have some lyre-tail mollies. Actually, this is the last bag of this order. These are gold lyre-tail mollies, along with the orange lyre-tail mollies and everything else. And that is a wrap.